I don't know how long this video is going to be. Right now, I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm not reading anything when it comes to the latest developments following Kyrie Irving. Now, y'all saw I just recently did a video about Kyrie Irving and how he donated $65,000 to the GoFundMe for Shanquella Robinson's family. And I'm still holding him in high regard of that. And y'all notice in the thumbnail, it said a king amongst men. I'm still holding him into that high regard as well. And you should as well, despite what recently just happened. So in case y'all are unaware, Kyrie Irving, quote unquote, apologized again to them folks. I did not watch the apology. I was actually watching a video that TD Hip Hop Media did addressing that, and in his video he actually had the apology. Right before he played the clip of the apology, I literally paused it and skipped right through it and just went back to his commentary because I really didn't want to hear what he had to say as it pertains to that, because at this point it really doesn't matter. And honestly, them folks really don't care about the apology either. All they really want out of Kyrie is for him to bend the knee, grovel, and beg for mercy and for forgiveness, and so on and so forth. Keep in mind that this man, they said, was supposed to be suspended for only 5 games. At the time of me recording this video, I believe 8 Nets games have already been played so far. So that means that he's been out for 3 additional games on top of the 5 that he's been suspended. He's been out for 3 more games than he was supposed to be. He should have been back on the court, but that wasn't enough for him. They made him do this. They gave him this checklist. I don't know if he abided by it. I hope that he didn't abide by that entire list or whatever the case may be. I did a whole video about that. And really, this is all it really boils down to, is that they want to just break him and see him grovel and beg, much like what happened with Nick Cannon and even Whoopi Goldberg. You know, Nick Cannon, he went on that apology tour for like 1 or 2 months. Kyrie has only been dealing with them folks for about a month. So I guess they figure, oh, we need another month of begging and groveling from him, which I hope he does not give to them. All this man did was post a link to a documentary that a lot of people were not aware of, that made people want to go and watch it, and people did. It actually went up in ratings for Amazon. They had to jump and hike up the price in order for them to actually, for people to actually go and watch it. The people who did the promo for that documentary and even the books was not Kyrie Irving. It was not even the author and the filmmaker, who were the same person, for that book and documentary. It was lamestream media and them folks. A lot of Kyrie Irvings, or the anti-Kyries as I'm starting to call them, are the ones who gave free promo and free press to this film as well as to this book. Now, it's a reason why I have a picture up of Kyrie by himself, because if you go onto Google and type Kyrie Irving in, there's a lot of images where he's with a lot of people, and a few of them, not every last one of them, but a few of them. And the reason why I intentionally chose a picture of him by himself is because literally this man is out here by himself. No teammates, no so-called friends. I don't know how his family feels about it, but they're probably the closest ones to him that maybe, you know, most likely stand with him, but he's keeping his family life private. You know, it's just a personal thing for him. No owners, no associates, none of that. This man literally is fighting an uphill battle on his own, except for the people that are supporting him. But we can only do so much, because we don't have all of the resources like that. So all we can do is back him up. But those who do have the resources, his so-called friends and whatnot, where are they at? There are sprinkled little bits and pieces, little bit of people here and there. But you have people like Shaq, disappointment. Charles Barkley, no surprise. LeBron James, he's always in the middle somewhere. So it's like you really can't take him. You only can take him with a grain of salt. And I mean literally a grain of salt. Who literally had all types of things to say about him or go against him and whatnot. A definition of what I mean when I say this man is out here fighting an uphill battle by himself. This is exactly why you find a lot of them do not speak up when they see something that they could say something about, but they don't say anything, and it's a risk. This man literally took a risk. Millions of dollars, endorsement deals lost, stuff taken away from him on a risk. And all he did was post a link. I didn't know that posting a link such as that was going to be risky. He probably didn't either. He most likely didn't see it coming. He literally got blindsided. Now, had this been any other person, like a regular person, like such as myself posting this link, they wouldn't have cared, because who am I? Now, I saw people saying, you know, about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. They're not going to touch Jeff Bezos. One, because Jeff Bezos he's no longer the CEO. Granted, this was posted up on his site back when he was the CEO of Amazon. He's no longer the CEO anymore. Y'all know who the CEO is now. I did a video about him the other day, but in case you're unaware, his name is Andy Jassy. So when Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO and Andy Jassy became the new CEO, that's who people should have went after. But because people didn't know who he was, you know, it is what it is. And they're still not going to go after him. Why? Because Amazon is still a big conglomerate. They are damn near untouchable. The only way Amazon is going to fall is most likely at the hands of another company that can supersede it, which good luck to them, or by its own hands. They're not going to mess with it. So they got to go after the next person. And Kyrie was the perfect person to go after. I mean, obviously, he's black. He's successful, has a very good, very great basketball career, has made a ton of money for the team and for himself, gotten a lot of endorsements. He's loved and adored by the fans and a lot of people. He's a very likable and marketable person. And I think what else they are mad about is the fact that with all the slings and arrows that they have thrown at this man, the people still support him. And they didn't like that either. See, this is how you know them folks is losing power, because at one point they could cancel somebody and everyone would be all for it, or there would be no support there behind it. But now it's starting to shift and they can't stand it. They cannot handle that shift that is happening. And when he posted that, it made people go and watch it. They hiked up the price and people still bought it, and people are still watching it. We know them folks did not watch that documentary, because they cannot point out anywhere where it's quote unquote anti-Semitism in that 3-hour movie. And that's a lot of time to look at something and dissect where something is, and there's nothing there. You could probably run a quote unquote anti-Semitism detector scanner through that whole thing and you would not get one beep. But because of the title, I keep telling people, it goes back to the title. Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, that shook them. And the crazy part about it is, like I said, that film and those books have been on the site for years. And they're just now being outraged for it because this black man posted a link to it on his Twitter account. He just posted a link. He didn't leave no caption, none of that. But because he posted it, now they want to be upset. And I see what they're doing. I was actually looking at a video that Moxie approved, and shout out to Blacklight Revelations for recommending his channel to me. Make sure y'all go and subscribe. I was doing some shopping yesterday and I was like, I had my earbuds and I was listening to it. There was a video that he did, and I'll leave the link to it in this one so you can watch it for yourself, and you'll see how ridiculous this has gotten. You had this PC woman who apparently is part of the J community. She is a teacher at a school. And she said and I'm just paraphrasing, y'all got to watch it for yourself. She said that she's a teacher at a school, and it was a 4th grader that came up to her and asked her, is she Jewish or something along those lines? And she gave a response of saying, why does the student ask that? That's really not a major thing, or something along those lines. And it just kind of like was a little back and forth conversation. And then she said another student came up to her and brought up Kanye West and said, because the Jays are bad people. She said, according to Kanye West, that's what he said, or something along those lines. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, that doesn't even sound remotely true. And Moxie Approved pointed that out, even with some of the language that she claimed that the students were using as 4th graders didn't sound like something, terminology and words that 4th graders at that age would be using. It sounds like something an adult would say. So we just know that she's embellishing. And then on top of that, this is a woman who I believe has a lackluster comedian a comedy career, where she's making fun of herself being a J person, almost like a great value version of Sarah Silverman, which, by the way, she was never made to apologize to the black community for wearing blackface. She still has a career as far as I'm concerned. even though I really haven't seen her in anything lately and really haven't been checking for her. And honestly, I'm fine with that. And let me circle my wagon back to Andy Jassy for a second, the CEO of Amazon. And I have to slip this in here because I didn't know this until one of my subscribers informed me of this. But did y'all know that Andy Jassy is the first Jewish CEO of Amazon? Of course, he's the second because Jeff Bezos was pretty much running Amazon since its inception, and now he's the second CEO, so that naturally that would make him the first Jewish CEO of Amazon. And he got in that position last year in 2021. So you mean to tell me that this documentary and these books have been on since Jeff Bezos was the CEO? No one said anything. Andy Jassy becomes the CEO in 2021 and it's still there and he doesn't say anything. And now that Kyrie Irving posts a link in 2022, 4 years after the documentary is available and a few more years after the book was, all of the books as far as I'm concerned were available, now it's a problem. So they didn't go after Jeff Bezos. And they didn't go after the current CEO, even though he's a part of that community. But they went after Kyrie Irving. I just thought that I had to point that out there. I just had to make that as plain as day. And yes, like I said, I just recently did a video on Andy Jassy and his announcement saying that they had to lay off thousands of Amazon employees and there will be more to come in 2023. I wanted to insert something in here that I came across. It was on the Shade Room. But before I actually get in there, I just became aware that there was a quote unquote third apology that Kyrie Irving did. At this point, like I said, and a lot of people are saying, no, he doesn't need to do it anymore. At this point, it's like, what's really going on behind the scenes? What is really happening right now as it stands when it comes to this whole situation? Like, are they threatening him in some kind of way? Are they coming for his family? What is it? Because like I said, we really don't know what it is. And it's like a mystery to all of us. We can have our assumptions when it comes to something like this, but we really don't know. But I came across this post on the Shade Room, and it says right here in the caption, Black Hebrew Israelites are outside Barclays Center singing ahead of Kyrie Irving's return from suspension tonight. Now, I believe they're supposed to be playing the Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's who they're supposed to be playing. If one of y'all can tell me down in the chat if I'm correct or wrong, or if I am wrong, you can correct me. But check this out.
We shall rule and we keep the laws in Christ. We shall never give up our mind. And we'll get a kingdom too. And it's that kingdom we that kingdom.
Okay, so that's one of them right there, and here's another part right here.
King, who's the king? 12 tribes, 12 tribes. Some of us used to be in the club. King.
And that's the whole thing right there. And as you can see from the imagery, it was a lot of them. Now, for me being close to DC, usually the times when I would come across them is right down there in Gallery. Those who live in DC know exactly where Gallery is. It's like right down there, downtown DC, near the arena, near the movie theater, in Chinatown, right there off of the Gallery train station, right there on that corner. And they're usually down there mainly Saturdays. That's probably when you'll find them. You'll rarely find them during the week, mainly on Saturdays because they'll have a bigger audience. But they were out there deep, as you can see from these two images. It was a lot of them. The thing is, I've never seen that many before, because usually they're in, like, when I've seen them, they're usually in smaller clusters. I've never seen a big group of them like that before. That's a first for me. But that shows you how much they are out there standing behind him. because in a way, by him posting that link and mainstream media helping to push it, trying to get back at him, they're pushing their story or their narrative forward for them. It's almost like free promo when you really think about it. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to, a lot of people are going to be now upset with Kyrie because of the constant apologies and everything like that. And like I said in the title of this video, I'm not mad at Kyrie. I am mad at them. And when I say them, I'm talking about the people that should have had his back. That way he wouldn't have to feel like he's out there by himself. But we all know that money rules everything around many of them. So, there it is right there. But Kyrie Irving, for what it is, you actually helped spark something. You helped a lot of black people do some extensive research that they didn't even know was there. And that's really all I can really say at the end of the day. In my honest opinion, his mission was accomplished. And they can make him so-called apologize every chance that they get. But the fact of the matter is there's not that many apologies in the world that you can give where now the knowledge that was once hidden is now open. Like I said, he pretty much helped open Pandora's box, and good luck trying to close it back.